Dystopia warning, obviously. Before I make my video with all the sources and the facts which actually support what I'm going to be talking about in this video today, I need to get something off my chest. Now, people that have followed me for a while will know that I've been pretty clear about any biases that I may have. I've been a Labour voter pretty much all my life. I was a member for the best part of a decade. I'm no longer a member, it lapsed, and I've not been given any reason to renew it. I've advocated for tactical voting in 4 elections, 3 locals, 1 general election, which also returned a lot of other progressives like Greens and Lib Dems. We were over a barrel at the last general election. There was nobody else that could feasibly win besides Labour. And I weighed it up, it wasn't ideology, it's pragmatism. I was like, well, if worst case scenario we do get red Tory, right? Yeah, we might get the same bullshit neoliberal economic policy, but at least, I don't know, NHS workers will get paid properly, our hospitals might work, an ambulance might turn up if you're dying. We didn't get any of that under the Conservatives. And if you follow me elsewhere, you'll know that over the last couple of weeks and months I've been pretty critical of Labour. And no, it's not, as some of my critics assume, that I'm just some kind of grifter that's trying to capitalise on this, because it's made me very unpopular. Yeah, from all directions. The far right hate me, the left wingers hate me, the centrists hate me. People wrongly think that what I'm saying is because I don't like the leader or I don't like the party. I voted for them. My expectations were pretty low. I will level with you. But I don't think anyone could foresee that they would start doing off-label austerity or start legitimising far-right rhetoric, but that's precisely what they are doing. And why am I intervening? Because we need Labour to succeed, otherwise we're going to get reform. And if they carry on like this, they might as well just hand him the keys now. I'm not here to be Labour comms. Frankly, if I was, they'd probably be doing a lot better than they are. I don't even know that they have got a comms department at this point. And if they have, it feels like it's being run by Myra Hindley. Also, red line, I will not defend any form of far-right rhetoric. No. If anything, this is me taking a stand for what should be Labour values. Anyway, the thing that I need to get off my chest is about Labour's approach, their shambolic political strategy when it comes to handling the immigration hysteria, and it is hysteria. What we're seeing in the public consciousness with immigration is entirely manufactured. It fits the very definition of manufactured. Made up, produced at scale for profit, created for a purpose. It's a far-right construct that's been systematically battered into the public consciousness for well over a decade, at great expense and effort by the people that are selling it. It's been on the front of the Daily Mail and the Express, it's been in news headlines, it's been in opinion pieces funded by Tufton Street, dressed up as factual resources. It's been flooded onto social media in memes designed to instigate fear, panic, hate in the public. It's a hidle and it's a scapegoat. Blame the foreigner for taking your cookie, because then you might not ask why every institution is crumbling, why you can't see a doctor, why you can't afford your shopping. Why was that Tory MP in a brothel? Shh, foreigner. The facts are very clear on this. Legal migration economically benefits Britain. It always has. And so-called illegal migration is too small and sporadic to have any real impact for the average citizen. However, it does impact areas that have, for the best part of 15 years, had their public services, their infrastructure left to rot by Conservative governments, and who have suffered the most from the policies that Nigel Farage have pushed, like Brexit, which has made us all poorer. It's used as a political distraction. The thing that costs us the most? Detention and enforcement, or them failing to process claims. Manufactured immigration hysteria benefits right-wing populist figures and billionaire newspaper owners. What do they get in return? Sensationalism to sell more papers, tax breaks, a lack of regulation. There's no return on investment for being moral. Just ask any left-wing campaign that tries to get funding. Labour was forced to put a strategy on immigration in their manifesto because the right wing control the comms and the narrative, and they have for well over 15 years. However, if Labour had approached their manifesto aims progressively, they wouldn't be hemorrhaging support, and they are. But instead, they are legitimising Nigel Farage's rhetoric. The aforementioned hypernormalisation, which will not just contribute to an increase in hate crimes, racism, division, the downfall of the fabric of our society, but it will destroy them and lose them voters. They're losing 7% of their 2024 voters to the Lib Dems, 6% to the Greens, 5% to Reform, 4% to the Tories, and 17% do not know who they would vote for. So that is basically 17% of people are lost to disillusionment. I wonder why. Labour's approach is the equivalent of the Daily Mail writing Labour's policy for them or running their comms team. Public anxiety isn't fuelled by direct contact with immigrants. It is shaped by media narratives. So what do you think that continuing that is going to do? He doesn't even have to focus on this particular manifesto pledge. Vacancies are sky high. Our NHS is still struggling and relies on foreign workers. We don't have a social care system yet. Our hospitality industry is crumbling. But sure, focus on immigration instead of, I don't know, clawing back billions from COVID fraud like you said you were going to, which would help us a bit more economically than, I don't know, punishing disabled and poor people. Labour's biggest issue here, which is going to destroy them if they don't stop it, is their comms and their rhetoric. Starmer is selling Farage's narrative, not a Labour narrative, and it is solidifying the public perception that not just all politicians are the same, which again also benefits Nigel Farage, but goes against Labour's, election campaign of change. You don't demonstrate change by being continuity Tory. The Tories who are toast, and why are they toast? By doing precisely what Labour's doing now, by playing to Nigel Farage's tune. On no conceivable level does this strategy work, not morally, politically, or ideologically. Starmer doesn't know what he's doing. And how do I know that, besides the fact that I've got eyes and can put two and two together? Firstly, he's hemorrhaging voters and his core support. And bear in mind that most of the people that voted for him in 2024 weren't even the harder aspects of the left. Labour is polling terribly nationally, and so is he. Personally, he's chasing those that will never vote for him while simultaneously legitimising their arguments, which again results only in support for reform. All the while getting hammered by the very press that he refuses to reform and regulate. Deal with the decline. Don't blame it on immigrants like the others. Find an identity and a vision that is progressive. Sack your spads and advisors who are either thick, Tory, sniffing all the pens at number 10, or all of the above. Because doubling down on the very thing that caused you to be wiped out in your first local election campaign since getting elected is probably not the best idea, is it? Because it turns out that actively helps Nigel Farage, doesn't it? They need to completely change tactics and offer, a progressive alternative, which is what millions are crying out for. Improving public services won't change anything. Even improving the economy won't change anything. Just ask Biden. Rhetoric matters more than facts to these people. Take a leaf out of Scotland's books, very positive about immigration. They didn't have any far-right riots. And you'll never catch a break without press reform. That doesn't mean controlling it for your own agenda. It means stopping the spread of misinformation and disinformation that radicalises people. Have some balls and stand up to big tech. The single biggest supplier of disinfo. It doesn't matter what reform do, they will never receive any scrutiny. Regroup. Find your voice, develop a fuck you attitude, go out and sell it. Get someone that people actually like to sell it, like Angela Rayner. And if you don't do any of those things, stand down. Put country before party. Otherwise, you might as well, bend over and hand the keys directly to Nigel Farage now. I'll repeat myself. Immigration hysteria is a manufactured far-right construct. It's hyper-normalisation. It deflects from the real problems. It will destroy Labour, and it will make Nigel Farage Prime Minister. And besides that, the most important aspect of this is it's going to make people more racist and divided, and falsely give credence to the conspiracies it originates from. According to my stats, a lot of you don't actually subscribe to my channel after tuning in to hear me talk absolute balls. I think it's time you corrected that, don't you? You fanny.